us. Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday webinar. We've got three Scottish people talking tonight, and we've colluded together to try and talk nice and slowly. We'll try my hardest. I usually start really well and then go, but if we'll try our hardest, because I know sometimes people struggle to understand me. But it's not me, it's doing the training tonight. We've got two short trainings tonight that I'm really looking forward to. Who wants to go first? Well, me, Mary, we'll get it out the road. Mary, I'm not going to
go first.
me, Mary. Mary is particularly good with interaction, getting people to grow their Facebook group organically, what we call it organically, which is naturally in a natural way, and also sponsoring people who speak to her about the products in the group. So what I've asked Mary to do is to put together a wee short training just to go through some of the important interactions that she covers. So I'm going to share the screen. I'm not sure when there, Mary. Share. And then once you can see that, let me know. It takes a wee minute to get to the slides. These if I can see your faces. There we go. Now, if everybody else could mute themselves just for the duration of Mary's training from the beginning. I want to see the camera. Can you see the camera? How come I can't see you guys? Oh, that's it. I can see now. I've stopped to share because I couldn't see. I like to be able to see the speaker when they're doing the training, and I like the audience to see the speaker. But right, I'm going to put on speaker view, and you speak, Mary. We should be able to see you.
Yeah, I'm here.
And that's.
You got me.
We're now over to Mary. And I'm just going to mute myself. Have I got my record? I've not got the record button on. Don't start.
Yeah, it is.
As it's on. Right, okay. On you go, Mary.
Right, hi folks. This is just to give you a little bit of info and interacting with your Facebook. Now, every day I always say good morning and a good night. Sometimes if I can't get up in the morning and do it, then I say good afternoon. But always say something that day. If you miss a day, then people are going to not come back and they'll wonder why you're not posting. Some you'll get a reaction to, some you won't. Some people will like it, and some people just have a look and just go by it. That's fine, but at least you've seen it. They see that you're interacting every day. And they see that you're very consistent as well, which is what we all need to be, consistent in what we do every day. Because again, if you're not, and you leave it a couple of days, then people will just go somewhere else. And you don't want them going anywhere else. You want them to stay within your group. Tell them about things that you do on a daily basis. Put pictures up. I always do it on the wee fella because he's my main thing that I do. Or if I'm out doing catalogues, then I put pictures of where I am because I'm way up the hill. And that also gets some interaction as well. Some people choose to do competitions. I don't. I find it doesn't work for me. It's hard enough getting people to interact without trying to get competitions. So I just didn't bother. I just put the wee fella and everything I do and just have a general chit chat. And that's the way I work my page. That's good. It works. Always ask people into your group. If they like your post, then always answer them back. And if somebody just puts a little care face or something, just say thanks for that. That's great. And if they're asking about a product, a duvet set, or what, if they're asking for a colour, go back and tell them, because the more you interact with them, the more you're going to get back from them. So it's always good giving them the feedback. I tend to, if you can, get on to being an admin of a group. I had one last night, and she was getting hassled in a group I'm admin of, and she says, can you put a post up? So I put a post up saying that it wasn't very nice, but then I invited her into my group, and lo and behold, she says, can I have a mop and shine? I want to try it. So there you go, a post and a sale out of nothing. So it's always good to get that as well. I'm admin of 2 or 3 groups, so that helps, because you didn't get your post denied in that group either, so you're an admin, which is another thing. One lady, she keeps on liking products like there's no tomorrow. She's not bought anything yet, but one day she might. I've answered every one of her posts saying thanks for the like, cheers, great, just message me, come into my group, invite your friends. She has invited some of her friends, so that's even more into my group. And if they've bought from you, they'll come back. That's the thing. And it's just keeping it vital every day that you do something, and then keep it alive, keep it friendly, keep it nice and sunny. And just what I also do is after 7 to 10 days is renew my posts. I've seen them, but it's amazing how many people do not see your post the first time round. And I go, oh, that was near there. Yes, it was there before. You just didn't see it. And even going out with the catalogues, I've got catalogue customers that then see the post on the group, but they've not seen it in the catalogue. That was in your catalogue. Oh, it was, but never mind. I'll take the sale. I'll take a sale any way I can get it. And those who do know me, I've sold a cement mixer, because there was a lady, she was moving house and she was just going to give her stuff away. I said, well, I'll sell it for you on my Facebook page. And that really brought people into my page, into my group.
Mary, you've accidentally muted yourself.
Right, okay. Where am I? What have we got in this one then? Right, as I was saying, I did a house sale for a lady, and that increased my group by 50%. So it's not advisable for everybody to do that, but that really brought my group up. And if somebody says, do you have, never say no. Always say, can I get back to you? Because that is another way you will get sales in your group. It might not be a Viva product, but if you can get them in and get the sale, then they see what's on there. And I always put at when I invite somebody in, I always say, come and see Mary Sophia's Bargains. And it's great because I'm not getting banned from Facebook using it that way. But, you know, the last time I lost my group for 9 months, that was pure, utter ridiculous, because I got banned and I lost a lot of sales. But coming back now, and I'm now over 3,000 back in the group. So it's getting there. And just ask them what they do. A lot of mine comes from Marketplace, it really does. Sales in the group are few and far between, but they are getting there. But what I also got, I've got 2 profiles. So I go into my other profile and then I post in another 60 groups on that profile. And that's where my sales are coming from. So if you've not got 2 profiles, get another one, because that'll work too. And this has taken me nearly 3 years to get where I am now, but it's growing. And I'm on there every day. Now, we say do 6 to 10 posts, but if you can't, just do 2, 3, do whatever you have to get your items out there and for them to see it. And I sent, there's a guy came on from Omagh the other day in Northern Ireland, because he'd seen the new flowers that we've got in the garden catalogue. And he'd seen them on the Omagh page. Can you send to Northern Ireland? Yeah, I can. So I got a call from Hermes on Saturday saying, you know when? I said, well, I'm in. But it wasn't me they were trying to deliver to, it was this guy in Omagh, but they had my number. So 3 days later, he got his post, because I was messaging him as the guy was talking to me, and he eventually said, yeah, I've met him, Mary, I've got that. So yeah, that's fine. But that also opens up another dialogue with that customer. And he said, thanks, that's fine, it's all sorted now. So just keep on at them, never say no, and just say, yes, I'll help you as best I can. Tonight, there's a lady phoned me and said, I need white strips for the shower. I used to get them from Clean Easy. Do you know if Clean Easy are better wear? I hear they've gone. Yeah, they went ages ago. That's why you would have been by MK. So I've just sourced them for her. Right, I'll have 2 packs of them, she says. So I never, ever say no, because I'll get it from somewhere. And who the people in my group, I know they're there because they've asked to join my group. Between the 26th of March and today, I have 180 people join my group. Now, these people have come because of the new garden catalogue, believe it or not. And it's all with the flowers. That was the biggest thing. And I've done the most direct sales this month than I've ever done. So just be polite, be consistent, be helpful in every way you can. It took me over 2 weeks when I first started, and I was on to Lynn, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work, but it is. And I'm the same every time I go with my catalogues as well. I'm the same. Pick up a catalogue in the order, next one in the order. Oh, this is not going to. But I need to believe. Believe in your customers, and they will be there for you, and you'll get the orders from them. And again, this month, so far, I have done really good. This is the best month I've had. I'm sitting at £1,100 just now, and I've still got a week to go. So yeah, and that's just being consistent and just asking questions and saying, yeah, okay, let's do it, let's get it, and it will work. I've proved it, and I'm full of doubt, but yeah, I've proved it. And then once you get to know them, ask them, would they like to do it? Have they got the time? Do they need extra money? I mean, I didn't like doing it at first, but I'm getting better at it. And that's where you start. Just keep on at it and I'll get there. That's all I can say. Keep it. That's it. Can't say no more, guys. But, you know, we'll get there. Always. Always. That's it, Lynn.
Well done, Mary. Thank you.
Thanks.
I was muted there. Well done, Mary. Thanks very much. That was excellent. And I was very impressed at how you slowed down your Scottish. I was very impressed with that. We've been working very hard on that. That was excellent. But I know she's saying there, I'm getting better at it. But Mary consistently asks people, you know, about joining the business. As you can see there, it's all done on a gradual basis. The people who are joining the group are people who want to join the group. I've never done competitions either, Mary. I know they do work, but everything works if you do enough of it. But I prefer that. I thought that was excellent. Anybody got any questions for Mary? She does. Well done on your period, £1,100 so far.
Fantastic.
I was on mute, so I couldn't say anything. How you been? I don't know if Jane can hear us, but anybody got any questions for Mary before we move on? About the interaction, growing your group. Over 3,000 people organically. So what we mean by that is people that are asking, because Mary's interacting with every like, with every comment, building up a conversation, people are joining her group when she promotes it, and that's called organically, and that's a phenomenal achievement. Jane, just while you're there, I remember you, when you first started, you had a really small group, remember? I can't remember the figure, and it was hard to believe at that stage. I think it was at 97 or something, or it was under 100 people. How many people have you got?
Yeah.
How many people you got now?
About 1,600. It's still not huge, but you know,
It's done organically though.
it's yeah. I mean, people, if you post a lot, and I'm sure Mary will probably find this too, they come in when they see something you like, and sometimes they leave again because they don't want anything else.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I went down a bit last year, but it's coming back up again. It's coming back up. And like Mary, I don't get a lot of sales from my group, but a lot of my catalogue customers buy what they've seen.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I think-
in time we will get the sales, because that's the nut that we want to crack.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, and eventually we will get the. I mean, I used to get very few sales from my groups, but I am getting sales from my group. But still, the majority for me do come from Marketplace. But interestingly enough, the last 3 sales that have came through Marketplace or a buy and sell group have been my warm market people I know who are either a Viva customer or a Clean Easy customer. So it doesn't matter, but I just wanted Mary to do that training because she's particularly good at getting people who join her group to join her business. So what she does work. Well done, Mary. That was brilliant. I got juggled the boot at the last minute because I found their old one, so I put 2 of them together because their old one had a lot more content in it. Hi, Debs. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. We're now going on to our second trainer. Right, last week, guys, you'll remember, was it last week? Was it only last week, or was it 2 weeks ago when Janet and Steve did their training on their 8,364 or £56 worth of sales?
I think it was
And one of the things that Janet and Steve talked about was WhatsApp. So our wee Kate took the bull by the horns and went straight into it and started to use the WhatsApp. Now, it's not the first time that Kate's used WhatsApp for her business. And I don't think, Kate, could you speak so we can see you because it's on speaker view?
Yep, I can speak.
That's you. It's just not the first time she's done it, but I'll let Kate explain exactly what she wants to say about it. So
Yep.
it's over to you, Kate, on the WhatsApp. And I'll just
Okay,
go to the
thank
first slide.
Okay, right. Every so often in the business we come across something that maybe nobody's really seriously used or seriously looked at, but look at all the tools we've got in the box at the moment. Our toolbox is getting bigger all the time. We started off many years ago in our previous business. We only had catalogues. Now we have Facebook personal selling groups. We've got buy and sell groups. We've got Marketplace. We've got video demos, online parties, Facebook stories, putting catalogues into dropships, catalogue flip books now, thanks to Lynn, who brings out a wee flip book every time there's a new catalogue. But if we don't use the flip book, we've still got the PDFs, we can send them on Messenger, etc. Friends and family is a massive source of business for all of us. Doorstep demos, just speak to Janet about doorstep demos, absolutely fantastic. But we've got other social media as well now. We've got Instagram, eBay, Amazon, Gumtree, Shpock, Vinted, and loads more, and there will be more to come. It just is a case of keeping your mind open and looking for possibilities, and the list is getting bigger every day. But remember, even only 10 years ago, all we had was catalogues. We didn't have any social media selling at all, but people still made money just with catalogues, and they used the catalogues with all the realms of their imagination and doorstep demos and different things. But there weren't even any smartphones now, so the tools that we've got now are just amazing. So about 2 years ago, May 2019, a friend of mine who's in another company, used to be in Clean Easy but is in another company now, and she sent a WhatsApp to me about some special offers from her business. And I assumed that what she'd done was, I realised that she hadn't only sent it to me, but I thought she had just copy and pasted it to lots of her contacts on her phone. But I was having a coffee with her and asked her about it, and she told me that she had sent the message out as a broadcast. It's not a chat group, it's a broadcast, and I'll explain the differences about that in a minute. But what she did over the course of the next year or so, once a month or so, she would send out a product video, a demonstration of something, special offers, an online catalogue when it came out. You know, have you got what you need for Christmas? Have you got your Valentine's Day gifts and all the rest of it? And she was getting lots and lots of business just from that activity. And she's also got a massive social media presence as well, but not all of her customers and her friends are on her Facebook group. So she realised that she was looking for a different marketplace for it. So the difference between a chat group on WhatsApp and a broadcast, on a WhatsApp chat group, which everybody's really familiar with, you can use it for your family and friends and so on. But when you have a chat group going, everybody can see everything on the chat. Even if they're not a contact of yours, if somebody else has added you to a chat group, you will see everything that goes on in that group. You see the whole chat. Your phone could be pinging off the hook with messages going right, left and centre. If it's a sales message, somebody's said, would anybody like to buy these flowers? You can see who replies to that. Yes, I'll have some. No, I don't want any. I'm not interested. Take me off your group. Asking questions about the product. And it's irrelevant to most people except the person who's actually sending out that message. You know, nobody else needs to know who else is going to buy it, etc., etc. But that's the thing about a chat group, that you see the whole chat, and you're notified every time somebody adds a comment. Now, I use internet, I use WhatsApp chat groups for things like my ukulele class. I use it for the pub quiz that we do online once a month with my brother and his partner and her relatives down south. And there's 10 of us in the pub quiz team, but every single time one of us comments in that chat group, everybody sees it, and we have to, because it's, you know, what's question 6 and all that, we need to be able to do that. But when you're selling products, you want to keep it a bit more private than that, so it's not so desirable to have a selling environment with a chat group. So a broadcast list is a personal message from you. If you send a message to a broadcast, it's a personal message from you. It doesn't look as if it's come from a business, it looks as if it's come from you. The recipient doesn't see anybody else getting the message, so as far as they're concerned, it is a private message from you, and you've only messaged them. If they reply to your message, you're the only person that gets the reply. You're also the only person that sees who has seen your message. And you can then continue the conversation as a private chat. If somebody comes back and says, yeah, I'm interested in that, what's the size of it, what colours does it come in, you're having a private chat then, and it is a completely private, personal chat. Nobody else sees it, and you can see when they've read your messages, and they can see when you've read theirs. Okay, so how to set up a WhatsApp broadcast list. Don't prejudge anybody here. What happened was Janet and Steve were talking about their massive sales from period 3 2 weeks ago in the webinar, and they did mention WhatsApp as a way of showing off some products and contacting customers and stuff like that, just different tools in the box again. And then last Wednesday on the webinar again, Lynn was talking about WhatsApp, and it was in my head really that I needed to do something about this rather than just take the knowledge that I had from a friend from 2 years ago and just, you know, take the bull by the horns and have a look at it properly. So on Wednesday night last week after the webinar, I set up a broadcast list, and the way to do it is to go to your chat list and take your, at the top of your chat list, you'll see the words broadcast list. If you click there, you can set up a broadcast. It gives you all your contacts. You add as many people to that list as you want. And when I did it, I had absolutely no idea who of my contacts was using WhatsApp. I just went through my whole list, and I thought, they're a customer, they're a customer. I don't want them on the list just now. They're a customer, they're a customer. And I just set up on Wednesday last week about 11 o'clock at night, a list of 43 recipients to my first broadcast, having practiced it with Lynn and Mary and Louise and Trisha a wee bit just to check that we were doing it right. Okay, so I then sent this message here. Hope you're well. They don't know that I'm sending it to more than one person. Hope you're well, haven't used their name. Thought you might like a sneak preview of our new outdoor catalogue. I know you like summer items. I don't know if they like summer items or not, but we'll soon find out. It's a flip book. I'll send them the link to the flip book. You can flick through the pages, just swipe it with your finger. Let me know if there's anything you'd like. Have a good weekend. So that went out on Thursday morning of last week, and I gave them the link to the flip book. And again, it went to 43 people, and I had no idea who would see it. Okay, but within 24 hours, there were different ages as well, because a lot of our customers are in their 70s or 80s because they've been with us since we started Clean Easy in the late 90s. You know, I didn't know whether they were using WhatsApp or not. I just didn't know what would happen, but I thought I might as well do it because it's better to do it than not. But within 24 hours, I had £150 worth of orders from four of them. One lady was in her 80s. It would never occur to me in a million years that she might be on WhatsApp. And she normally spends a £5 on nail polish. She bought a £17 hose. Another one who used to be a catalogue customer lived quite near us, but had moved out the area. So she only gets a catalogue now if she orders from me and I'm out delivering to her. She's 40 minutes away. But she ordered a couple of mugs at £14. Another lady in her 70s, she bought £91 worth of garden lights and slug tape. And the last one is isolating, hasn't been out for ages, and she's bought garden lights. So lots more replied anyway, said they would look, or, you know, they'd look later or whatever. And one said she's got a friend who's really into her animals as well. She's going to forward on the message to her friend, which is great. And somebody else said they weren't sure how to use WhatsApp to look at a flip book, but they would get their kids to show them. So that's all good. So the responses that I got in total, I probably had about 12 responses from 43 people. I was really happy with that. But £150 of orders absolutely blew me away. So there's lots of things you could use it for. Don't overuse it, but it's a great thing to use for products that are announced before they come into the catalogue. So we've got things like Feeling Fluffy, we've got the new nail polishes, etc. They might not reach the catalogue anytime soon, but the customers that aren't on your Facebook group still need to see these products because, you know, they're great sellers, they're very popular. Why not show them? Just send them another message and say, you know, I know you buy nail polish quite a lot, thought you'd like to see this new kit, or I've got a new cleaning product you might be interested in. You can put your own special offers on. I took a leaf out of Janet's book and said that there would be a free spend for orders over £35. But you don't have to do that, it's up to you, it's your business. Catalogue previews, I think we're having I think they said something in the forthcoming attractions email on Monday that they've got catalogue news for us this week as well. So if that turns out to be a preview of another catalogue, that'll go to WhatsApp, it'll go to the Facebook group, but it'll also go into the WhatsApp group as well. If you've got sale offers, the toy sale, the bedding sale, etc., something that is running very low in stock, or something you've got in the house that you've ordered by accident, or something you don't want to send it back, you can sell it on your WhatsApp group. Gift ideas, the next occasion I think that's coming up is Father's Day. Father's Day gift ideas can go to a group, to a broadcast. Video demos of products, that's a really good one as well, because if you send a video by text message or SMS, that can cost you money. If you send it on WhatsApp, it costs you nothing. And it's all secure. They can easily look at a video demo as well. And a sponsoring broadcast as well. I've got lots of leads that I have phone numbers for to be able to set up a sponsoring broadcast as well and send a message out that they think they're the only person getting that message, that you're just keeping in touch with them. And until they reply, you know, it's still a private conversation. If they reply, they might not be looking at the moment. You can add them onto your customer broadcast. Why not do that? And you can also send the odd message to friends and family who are not existing customers. I just thought you might fancy a wee look at our latest catalogue. Please support my business. You know, you said you were looking for a stepped stool or something like that. Have a wee look. I've got one in this catalogue. And you could even instigate a product of the month if you want, or a special offer of the month, like the spring cleaning offer at the moment. That'll be the next one that goes out to my customers in a couple of weeks' time. The spring cleaning pack isn't in the catalogues, it's in my product, in my customer newsletter, but it's not in the catalogue. So the customers who are not in my selling group don't know about it. So that'll be the next thing that I send them. So, got more?
Oh, that must have been a duplicate slide.
Yep. In my customer newsletter this month, I've also put a little message on asking them to connect with me on WhatsApp, and I will offer WhatsApp to my Facebook customers as well, so that they're getting a private inbox with all your special offers and your flip books, etc. Update your broadcast list, regularly. Don't prejudge anybody. You just don't know who's going to be in WhatsApp, and they have to have your number in their contact list in order to receive a broadcast message. So you know, a lot of our customers we converse with regularly on Messenger or text anyway, because we're arranging their delivery or to give them a catalogue, or, you know, sorry I missed you, you know, if you'd like to order, let me know, kind of thing. So we've got lots and lots of customers on our contact list, but we didn't know until we started doing this who would be using WhatsApp. So I wouldn't send too many, maybe just occasionally, every couple of weeks, once a month or so. If you want to have a product of the month, you could, you know, the first week of the month, just say this month's product of the month is, you know, this cleaning product. If you buy this month, you can get some free cloth or something with it, you know, and just don't overdo it. Just once a month or every 2 weeks, in my view, would be perfect, would be plentiful. Anytime a new catalogue comes out, we'd like to see a sneak preview of it. Because if we go to our customers every 4 weeks, so some of the people that order from me in the WhatsApp broadcast, they're not due a catalogue for another 3 weeks from now because they had just had one when that catalogue came out. So, it means that they don't need to wait a month to see the catalogue and be one of the last to see the catalogue. They can actually be one of the first. So it's easy to do, it's easy not to do, but it's definitely worth giving it a go. Sorry, I did go too fast. That's me.
You're not too fast at all. I think that was very legible, but then I'm Scottish.
I wasn't too fast for you, Lynn.
That's what I said, I'm Scottish. No, yeah, I could definitely tell you'd slowed down there, Kate. That was phenomenal. Thanks so much. That was excellent. Any questions for the WhatsApp? You're all muted. Jane, that's fine. I didn't. Go on. I don't know if I've got to. If you want to.
Jane had her hand up.
Jane, I've unmuted you. She disappeared. Where she went? Oh, she's up the right.
Oh, I'm here.
You jumped
Just
up.
there, she's got her hand up.
It's okay. You're unmuted. Though.
Kate. Oh. Kate. The WhatsApp. Did you have to introduce yourself though first?
No.
Did you not?
No, I didn't. Because these were all the broadcast list I sent it to are all people that I have texted before because they were customers.
Right.
So what I would say, this is really, really important, and I'm sure everybody that's been around the business a long time would know this anyway, but from day one of starting Clean Easy, we have always kept a note of our customer phone numbers. First of all, it was only landlines. I think it was so long ago when we started Clean Easy, but as they started bringing in, mobile numbers and everything, and many years ago, Lynn, I remember having a conversation with you and you said, get email addresses from your customers and set up Google Circles. Do you remember Google Circles was a thing? And Google Circles was great because you could have all these contacts on your Google Mail, and some of them would be customers and some of them would be friends and some of them would be prospects, but some of them would be in more than one category. But you could circle. Remember, you could do that, and you could have people, and so you could send something to your customers. Your prospects.
Big.
Remember that? So that the WhatsApp's really taking the and to some degree it has taken the place of that now. So we've always had loads and loads of customer phone numbers. We've always done it and kept a very, very careful record from the beginning. So nobody who got that message would never have had a message from me before. And I did finish it by saying, have a great weekend, kind regards, Kate, or something like that. So for a broadcast, they have to have your name in their contact list. It's not just enough that you would have previously texted them. They would have had to have your contact saved in their phone, or they would still get a message if you texted them or sent them a private WhatsApp. But if you send a broadcast, it's only people who have your number stored that get it.
Which, in hindsight, is probably quite a lot of them.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Based on the response that Janet was getting and the response that you're getting, there's quite a few of them. But we discovered that by accident because I was doing a Zoom with Amanda and Nigel at the time, and Kate and Tricia and I were all practicing with the WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. And Nigel and Amanda didn't get my broadcast because can you believe it? They hadn't saved my phone number. So that's how we found that out. So if you've got phone numbers, in the first instance, you don't have to worry about whether they're saved your name or your number or not, because by sending a broadcast, let's say you sent a broadcast to 40 of your Viva MK customers. With WhatsApp, if you don't use it, what I'll explain to you, WhatsApp, you have two little black ticks. And if they stay black, they've not read it. If the two little black ticks turn blue, in fact, they're white, I think. And if they turn blue, that means they've read it. So if you send 40 broadcasts, that looks like 40 individual messages, and you can just quickly look at them. And if it's got two blue ticks, they've seen it. And that means you can take a note of the customers who haven't saved your number, because clearly you've got their number, so you want them to save
Yep.
your number. So you just take a note of them and say, oh, by the way, I've started up a wee WhatsApp broadcast every 2 or 3 weeks, every time we get a special offer or something new, because a lot of the new stuff goes quick like that. You're my special customer. Want to give you the first option. Can you please save my number as Kate from Viva MK? If they are not got your number saved, I think, I may be wrong, but I have a funny feeling it will come as a message request.
Right.
I don't know.
No, because I did research this, and the research that I read said no, people would not receive a broadcast.
That's fine. They would have it for group.
However, you could WhatsApp people individually to check that they're on it, or you could still text them, or you could WhatsApp them individually.
If you really want. Sorry, Kate, I talked over you there. Keep going.
No, it's fine.
If you...
No, it's okay.
You go.
No, what all I was going to say was, if you can send anybody a WhatsApp individually. If they don't see it, they might not be on it, or they just might not check WhatsApp very often, or they might not get notifications. But that's why I've backed it up now and put a section in my customer newsletter for my catalogue customers and said, are you using WhatsApp? Please, could you send me a message and store my number? So that we can give you occasional catalogue previews, or
and you can.
And I don't tell them they're being added to a list or anything.
No,
they never know. They'll never know they're being added to a list.
I mean, if you're already contacting them, you just need to see WhatsApp doesn't charge me.
No, that's right.
It's free for WhatsApp, and it's not free for text. But what you can do is, if you want to go, I mean, I personally would just do what Kate did and just send the broadcast and see which ticks go blue, and then go on, Jane.
Sorry, I was going to say, from the list of contacts on your WhatsApp, though, if they don't have, can you identify which ones are actually using it?
Yes, because
probably.
I don't know. Answer to that, Kate. If you go to their name in the contacts, so let's say you pressed Lynn, press on. I'm pressing on the right. Let me see. Let's say you're going to make a phone call. I'm just trying, and I go to Janet Lyle. I'm phoning you, Janet. I didn't mean to. If you go to information, you've got Messenger, which is in blue. You've got a mobile phone, which is in blue, and you've got WhatsApp, which is in blue. If she didn't have WhatsApp, it would be in grey.
Right.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean?
So that's from your phone. That's not.
So if you look at Lynn McDonald in your contact list, you'll see my Messenger button, my phone button, and you'll see a WhatsApp button. If that WhatsApp button's in grey, they don't have WhatsApp.
I'm phoning you. Ignore it.
I know. I phoned Janet, I think.
No, it doesn't come up, though, Lynn.
It doesn't on iPhone, unfortunately. But what I will say, Jane, is it doesn't matter, because if you send them a message and the ticks don't go blue, it means they've not read it, which means
but I wondered.
I see what you mean now. You're absolutely right. When I was setting up my broadcast, though, I didn't go through my contact list to do it. I went through when I clicked on broadcast list from my chat list, it gave me a list of all my contacts, and I just ticked a box. So I can see what you're saying now, because I've looked at a few people now on my contact list, and you're right, the ones that aren't on WhatsApp don't have a blue camera.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They don't have a blue camera. Right. So if they're on WhatsApp, they'll have a blue camera. Right. But
if I go,
they're on an iPhone, Kate, it might be different on an Android.
Right. When I go, sorry, people, I'm really sorry, because if this is getting, so when I go onto my WhatsApp and there's 3 wee dots in an Android, and that's where you get new broadcast.
No, broadcast is at the top of your page.
No, it's not.
Broadcast.
Not an Android, it's not.
That's with mine.
You've
If you
not
go
got
into
an
your,
Android,
if you
you've
go
got
into
an
your chats, if you go into your chats list, Jane,
Right, wait a minute. I went on there and I couldn't see anything about
Right.
a broadcast.
right, so if you just go into chats
Uh-huh.
and you'll see your list of chats, the last people you chatted to, but above that in blue, there should be broadcast lists on the left and new group on the right.
No, and I have three
No,
wee
nothing,
dots.
yeah.
Wait,
Right, Jane,
you
what
go,
we need
right,
to
okay.
do is, I don't know if
I'll show you. There's three wee dots. Can you see that?
I
At
can't.
the top? No? No.
Yeah, I've got
Janet,
that.
Janet, are you
I've
on
got-
Android or?
I've
You
got an
Mary.
Android. The
Thank
three
God
dots
for
Janet,
that
well,
says new
Janet,
group,
and the
new
three-
broadcast,
the three people
WhatsApp
speak-
web,
That's
start or
Everybody
settings.
start speaking. There's three
Jan-
people speaking at once. Right, Janet's got an Android, Jane.
Janet's got an Android.
Right, the
Because we
three
have
the three
iPhones.
dots at the top on the Android, it says new group, new broadcast, WhatsApp web, starred messages or settings.
Mhm.
That's right. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I know, but I don't want everybody was talking.
So-
at once there.
So it would be new broadcast then, wouldn't it?
When
Yes,
you
and
hit
see,
new broadcast, it then gives you a list of all of your contacts.
Yeah.
that's right. Now, some of them have photos and some of them don't.
Doesn't
And
Mhm.
I wondered whether or not the ones
That
with
doesn't
photos,
I don't think that makes a difference.
WhatsApp, they have
does
the
it not?
photo. They just don't. I mean, I probably don't have a photo in my WhatsApp because
So if you,
I'm on
you
it.
add the people that you want to add to your broadcast, and once you've finished doing that, it'll ask you to name the broadcast. So
Right.
so mine is imaginatively called customers, but call it what you like, call it purple if you want.
Special customers.
Yeah.
Just in case they see the title, we could call them like.
No, they won't, but they won't. That's the thing. That is the whole
No, they
point of it, because when the message
Also,
comes to them,
it's just-
it'll come from
It's the name of your
as a
broadcast.
person.
So once you've set up a
No, it's
broadcast,
not the broadcast.
once you've set it up, you can then just go and send a broadcast to that list called customers. You literally only have to set
Yep.
it up once. But as you're going to
Yes,
your
and then,
customers,
but then you can add people and take people out of it any time as well, so that the bones of it are there, that you can add to it all the
keep
time.
adding
And
the
edit it all the
ones
time.
who. So if they're not getting
Uh-huh.
blue ticks, if you're not getting blue ticks when they've sent the broadcast, that means they've either not got WhatsApp, so you can go and check their name in your phone. And if there's a blue camera, they've got it. And all they need to do is ask them to save your number. Because if they save your number, then they'll start to receive your broadcasts. You can
Yep.
send them a WhatsApp message without them having saved your number. And you can also
Yep, but you
send
can't send a broadcast.
chat.
That's right.
You can send a group chat, but however, I don't like group chats because of what Kate explained in her training. It's a whole conversation with loads of different people. You can do a group chat through a business WhatsApp where you don't see everybody's numbers, but it doesn't matter. You still see the conversations. Broadcast, I think we all kind of agree is the best way to do it. And that's phenomenal, 150 quid for the flip book, because some people might get the catalogue and not even look through the garden book. We know our customers don't look through every single item. That's why they sometimes come and buy for you online, because they've not seen it in the book. Jane, you've got more questions. I can tell by your look.
Oh, no.
Satisfied, you know. Satisfied.
I use WhatsApp, but I was trying to identify which of, because I don't have a lot of customer numbers.
Yeah.
My customers are very reticent about numbers, but I do have a lot of numbers from customers that were in Bannockburn.
Go for it.
And we have this lovely dropship facility now, in which you can include a catalogue now.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but the thing is, I would have to introduce myself, because remember, we've been in Ayrshire for 7.5
Well, you can put anything in that broadcast. You can set up a group for your Bannockburn ones, or your
Yeah.
the ones that wasn't Bannockburn, but you'd bring
Yeah. You could say,
Start
hi,
a
this is,
broadcast and say, hi, it's Jim and Jane. You may remember us from Clean Easy, and that can say whatever you want. And then
Yep.
the link to a product or just the broadcast. Personally, I'm a visual person, and I do think that writing doesn't draw as much attention as what a photograph would. So if there was just one picture of one product there, people tend to look at the photographs, do you know what I mean? But they'll read them. WhatsApp's very popular.
But maybe after 7.5 years, a picture of Jim and I would be even more popular.
That's a good idea. That has to be a picture of you 7 years ago if you've been away all that time.
I don't think I've got one. I don't know. No, you're right.
Here, old customers. Yep, Janet.
I was going to say, going to WhatsApp, Kate said about the spring cleaning kit. I've actually sold quite a lot of those because I've been WhatsApping that over.
yeah.
But I think more importantly, you know, in our training, I said actually WhatsApp the bath salts to a friend who likes to have a drink.
Mhm.
Well, I then sent her the link or the PDF to the outdoor catalogue. And the message I got back was, oh, thanks, we'll peruse at my leisure tomorrow while I'm off. Do you think I could sell this part-time for some extra cash so I could drop a day at work? Off tomorrow if you want to call me about it. Well, that's the lady that's watching MasterChef tonight. She signed up. We went to see her on Sunday and gave her a few extra catalogues and everything.
Fantastic.
So not only have I sold on WhatsApp, but it's actually
You've sponsored on it as well.
I've been trying to sponsor for years.
Yep. Amazing.
Well done.
That's such a powerful tool, isn't it? It's just
Well
amazing.
done. Well, to be
Amazing.
fair, WhatsApp, we originally only used WhatsApp for the sponsoring tool. To be fair, we haven't really used, well, we have used it, well, we've used the phones and pictures, but we haven't really used WhatsApp. Janet did. That lady that you met 2 years ago did, Kate. So I don't know if you did it with products before, but most of us, it would be for sponsoring and a sponsoring tool.
Yeah.
But I think the exciting thing is because suddenly we're getting these fantastic, powerful stories for Janet and Kate about what they're selling on WhatsApp, that if we start to sell on WhatsApp, sponsoring, as you can see, is a natural progression. And the more that we use a vehicle, the more we use it. So we're separate, like just Kate, just like Jane, exactly. They're going, oh, I've got my customers from when I was in Falkirk. And I mean, hang on a wee minute, I've got my Adivell customers, I've got my West Calder customers, I've got my Paul Beth customers, which I was going to send to them anyway. But if you're moving area, there's Jeff, who's not on tonight, Janet, his customer base from when he was in Kent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Few 2 or 3 quid postage, subsidise it if you're a customer, charge them 3 quid instead of £3.95 or £4 instead of £5.95, depending on how much they buy.
Or what one of the things that Janet did, which is a powerful thing as well, in period 3 when they were doing massive retail and they were doing a special offer on a £35 order, they could have a free spend. You could, you know, for your customers that you're now going to have to drop ship to, you could be subsidising their postage instead of giving them a free spend or something like that to get them buying again, you know, and then sort of get back in the loop, because there'll be people that miss you. There'll be people that have probably never had another, well, they would certainly wouldn't get a Clean Easy catalogue now, but there might be people that never had a catalogue after you left, Jane,
Well,
that have willingly bought again.
And to be fair, I handed it on to a very good retailer.
Simon.
Yeah, but even at that, there was a lot of people that bought from Jim and Jane.
Yes,
And
well,
just,
that's exactly
you
it.
know,
Yep.
And that was using letters to say, here's where we're going. Really,
Yep.
And
I'll make all
Simon was a lovely guy, had a huge customer, but sometimes people buy for people.
And Simon did a letter as well. Hi, I'm Simon. Jane
Yep.
introduced me. You know, so we did a proper handover. It wasn't just a
Mhm.
abandonment. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think when my broadcast is going to be as high, it's Lynn from Colleaneasy. You remember me? Well, it's now VBNK. Here's the flip book.
I think, yes, an introduction. That's why I was asking Kate.
Yeah, it's a good question.
But I think I would need to introduce myself.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
Nothing wrong
Yep.
with that.
Nothing
think-
at all. No.
So I
Well,
don't
there
think.
isn't nothing wrong with that. I think as well, though, Jane, you might find that the lockdown has changed things where, you know, there's people who were not using mobiles as much. The older generation, especially, have turned to using things that they maybe never used to use. And people are more comfortable giving out numbers. I mean, I don't really have any problems getting numbers for regular customers.
I've got 95% of our customers I have a number for. You know, I've just always stored them.
Do you know? And I only know this because I have grandchildren at the top end of the teenage. They'll take their phone out their pocket. They'll go, "Oh, I've not got that number," and they put it back in their pocket and do not answer.
Mhm.
Well, so do I. I do that as well.
Aye.
I do that as well. But if they don't leave a voicemail, I would usually text them back and say, "I'm really sorry, I missed your call because I was driving. I don't have your number stored in my phone. Can I help you?" And I don't give my name or anything.
I'm telling
So
you
if it's
why we
for
don't answer it, Jane, because I mean that recently in the last 5 days, I must have put my phone number somewhere online for some product. I don't know if it was my car insurance or something, where they make you put your phone number in, and I keep getting mobile phone numbers, which I completely ignore all of them, but you get paranoid in case it's a team member, like you've not saved their number. And each one I've phoned back has said this has not been possible to contact, call this number.
That's right.
And the two that I answered just hung up. So what the ones that are hanging up are just wanting to see if that's a live number so they can spam you. But this is why it is a good idea to send a message, because they'll read it, or leave a message, because most people won't answer your mobile. You'll probably find the older generation are maybe more likely to answer it than the younger generation. And I'm putting us in the younger generation here, by the way. We've got customers at 80 and 90. You know, the older generation, they pick it up, that's where they'll answer it. But if they don't, we can message them. But that's why your WhatsApp broadcast is a good way to start, to find out which ones are on WhatsApp, and then you can start to gradually build on getting phone numbers. And if you can remember, long time ago in the retail training, I always used to tell people to use a highlighter pen at the telephone numbers, just to encourage people to give you a telephone number. And the main reason back then was to make it easy. And my son had all the phone numbers because he was very lazy at delivering. He didn't like to go to a customer's house and not get one single person in. He wanted them all out in that time. So he would have every single number, and he would not go anywhere near unless he phoned them. So we kind of gathered numbers over the years for different reasons. But now, more so, the more so.
Yeah, we religiously do it now. And if we go to deliver to them and we realise that we don't have their phone number, we've never had their phone number, we'll deliver and we'll say, "Would you mind giving me a wee note of your number just in case I'm ever delayed when I'm coming to deliver your order, if there's something out of stock?" Or, you know, we've regularly over the years in really, really bad weather, if we've put catalogues out that we couldn't collect, we'd phone them and say, "Really sorry, the weather's terrible today, can't get out just now for your catalogue. If you'd like to order though, I'm sending an order." And we always get hundreds of pounds worth of orders just doing that over the phone, and then we pick the book up when we're delivering.
And then look,
So
what
we've been
happened
doing
in
that.
lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Lockdown was a absolute game changer because we had so many phone numbers. Massive game changer for us.
And Janet and Steve last period as well, the amount of sales that came for phone.
Yep, the amount of phone calls and
Like different. Technology's changing all the time. I'm just really excited to hear stories coming for you, Jane, of what happens with these customers in Falkirk. That'll be really good, and we can pass that on to Jen.
Yes, then I need to get it sorted.
Yes, no, don't no pressure. Next week, please. No, I'm kidding. Janet, you got your hand up.
Yeah, just a point. We actually took some catalogues out that I've been picking up today, and I didn't phone them. I didn't have time to do it. And do you know what? The results are way down on what it was last time because they never got the phone call. There was a lot of people didn't look at it. Again, no phone call. So those phone calls, I think, are definitely
Helping.
do. I think you would get better results from phoning people. The ones that went out this afternoon, they did get a phone call, so it'd be interesting to see what a difference that makes on Monday when we pick those up.
Here's something you can do. I've had another year. Go on, Jane, because
No, what I was going to say was though, maybe you would have got the same result though, Janet, if you had just done a quick knock on the door, because that's effectively what you're doing anyway.
Yeah.
But you're doing it with a phone. So maybe a quick knock on the door. Really sorry, didn't have time to phone. I just wanted you to know that I was handing a book in.
Yeah. The thing is, I've learned from my customers that there's no such thing as a quick.
No, I know. Maybe you should send Steve, because you see, Jim does that. Jim's very good. He'll say to me, Jane, folk don't need to stand on the doorstep. They don't want to blether to you. Which
they
they do.
in a minute,
But
especially
Jim's very good at it because he puts his smiley face on. Hi, I just thought I'd hand this in. Jane's in the car. And they let him go.
very nice chap. Well, maybe we get as many sales as us.
Can I throw something into the ring here as well? I was delivering to a pensioner about 2 weeks ago, and she'd had the catalogue for 2 days. I think I'd put them out on Saturday, picked them up on Monday, something like that. I went to deliver her order, and she said, I could really have done with an extra day with the catalogue. And I said, that's absolutely fine. I said, you never need to, if you don't want to give it back on the day that it says, I can leave it with you as long as you like. She doesn't keep very well, this lady. And she said, generally, I would like to have it for an extra day. And quite often we do Friday for Monday, but that particular time it was Saturday for Monday. So it was 2 nights. She said, the reason being, she said, I like to, but in this climate just now, even though our catalogues are sanitised and clearly marked that they are, she said, I just like to leave it in the doorstep for a day before I open it. And she said, and I would really appreciate to have an extra day. And I said, well, duly noted, that's absolutely fine. And she said, I think, your other customers might appreciate that too, having 3 days instead of 2, or 4 nights instead of 3, or whatever, and actually I haven't noticed a difference between 2 days and 3 days, but I wonder what you guys think.
I've no difference.
Oh, sorry. I'll chip in. I put mine out on a Thursday, Kate, and the reason, and I don't collect them till Monday, and for me that was fortuitous because I said to them, we leave the catalogue and don't touch it after we get it back.
Yep.
And I always have like latex gloves on. One, I don't want to touch their letterboxes.
Yep.
So, and I always say that to them, you can leave it a couple of days and then just pop it back out in the door on Monday. So they can have it for 2 days and then pick it up. And then
have 2 days to look at it. Yep.
You know what I mean? So yes, I quite like the Thursday, Monday. Yep. I think it works well for me saying it makes sure that you're all right because it can lie there before you need to touch it.
To be fair though, I think if we asked that question to 100 people who do catalogues regularly, I think you would find that everything actually does work. Some people long time ago used to leave them for a day, and I used to think a day. No chance. We say, well, you go for a day, you
Mm.
pick up the ones of the people that didn't want it, and the ones that they want it, they leave it, and so everything really does work. But something I wanted to mention that I was thinking just while we were chatting there, you could have your broadcasts on WhatsApp in your customer areas. Do you know what I mean, Janet? So if you didn't have the time to make that phone
Yeah.
call, you could send a wee WhatsApp
Wee
message, a wee
Uh-huh.
broadcast to them saying, oh, I'm really sorry, I've never had time to give you a wee call. Maybe get a wee blether when I see you. So you promise them the wee blether. I'm going to be with the books, blah, blah, blah. There's loads of things that you can do. But is it just me? I'm going to say something that's maybe controversial. Gloves or your hand makes no difference. You're still touching everything exactly the same.
That's right, Lynn.
You're touching that, you're touching that, you're touching that, you're
Yeah, but guess,
I
but
don't
guess
see the
what?
difference.
When you're sanitizing your hands, you can sanitize gloves.
That's what
I
you
don't want to sanitize my hands.
I
Where the
sanitize
book
my hands. I sanitize my hands. I'd rather sanitize because gloves are
Fine.
germs are just building up and building up and building up and disgusting. Disgusting. I see them in Scotland serving you with the same gloves. I'm like,
I'm not touching food.
I
I'm
just
touching a
you see,
cattle.
you see the point I'm making though? Your gloves are touching the same germs as your hands.
I don't suggest it. It's like being a vegetarian. I'm not going to force it on anyone else.
That's true. Anybody else got any questions or anything they want to add or any stories? That was just me being controversial about the gloves. I just didn't see it either.
Can I just reiterate Mary's point about people will ask you sometimes for stuff we don't have, and never ever say no to them, because it's fabulous that Mary sold a cement mixer. You sold garden lampposts as well, didn't you?
Listen,
Amazing stuff.
Piano, 3-piece suite,
A
furniture.
piano.
can I just say something? She didn't buy a cement mixer and sell it. She sold a cement
No, it's a woman who was
It was
in a house sale.
Somebody that was
Wanted to give it all
downsizing.
away.
That's right.
sold
Now
it.
that woman actually made 600 quid.
Yep.
Through me selling for her.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
And
you've
she
got
was
people
over the
added
moon
to
with
your
her
group because of it.
600 quid, but
It's
she
amazing.
gave half of it to me. So
Well,
Hey.
somebody asked me last month, she didn't order from the catalogue last month, but she did ask me if I could get her a Pasta Magic, because she'd had one for years and she broke it. And Jeff Bell had one, so I managed to get one for her, and that was absolutely fine. And today when I went to pick her catalogue up, she didn't order from the catalogue either, but she said, could you get me an ironing board? Because she doesn't drive. And I went, okay, I'll get her an iron board. Of course I'll get her an ironing board, you know.
of course she will, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was asked for a rake.
A rake.
And I forgot the last time I was there, but I will get it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny what we do, isn't it? That was a good training tonight. Thank you, Mary. I enjoyed that. Excellent. Well done. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Kate.
And I've got a new customer today as well.
Yay!
That's another one from my blanket drop.
Fantastic.
Yay. Excellent.
So
Well done.
Mhm.
We're going to get some really good stories. Let's see who comes up with some WhatsApp stories for the next training. This is this week 3?
Yeah,
This is
tonight's the
week
end
4.
of week 3. Yep. Oh, and remember your Connect 4 game as well.
Connect 4 game. Owen's not on tonight, so Kate, I need to get you in.
I think Amanda and Nigel and Fiona have all got at least a line.
I haven't, not yet.
Have you not got a line?
No.
Somebody,
No, it wasn't
Amanda,
me.
if you
I was
get
on the
2.
last one, wasn't it, Fiona?
Oh, Fiona got aye. And Amanda and Nigel got a full house for the last one.
On the last one, yeah.
You've got a couple of lines, haven't you?
So
Who?
what the Connect 4 is you need to look on the Rhino group. If you don't know what it is, ask me to tag you. But if you've got to get it, you know how Connect 4 works, where you put the wee circles in. Well, ours it's products, and you can get a line in any way, or you can get a full house. It's just a wee fun competition. There's Cookie coming to see us.
Well, he's not coming to see us. He's coming. He's in with me because Tom has just brought me a crumpet and cheese, and he's desperate to get the crumpet and cheese. That's nothing to do with that at all. So,
It's covered love.
absolutely.
Right, who wants to close the meeting tonight? Next week, I must remember, so next week's recognition. Yep, that's a recognition.
What night?
That is always going to be, well, at the moment, it's still Friday, 8 p.m.
Okay.
I have a funny, or should we stick to the 8:30? Jane disappeared. Jane and
Come
I
on,
had a
video.
conversation.
yeah,
It
just
seems
do-
like most people are happy with the 8:15, 8:30. And a good point that Jane made is if there are other Zooms on, they're quite often finished by 8:30, so we don't clash. So we'll see next Friday, our recognition Zoom will be 8:30. And the only reason that will change is I know when the summer comes in and the lockdown ends, people will be not wanting Zooms till 9 o'clock again. But I'll go with the flow. Who wants to close the meeting for me? Come on. Who have I not picked on for a while? Janet, I've not picked on you to close the meeting. Who are you? She just disappeared as I said her name.
Yep.
I
So,
think that
Jane-
was just a coincidence.
Nothing personal, Lynn.
Nothing personal. Like, I'm staring straight at Nigel and Amanda, but I think they closed it last week, if I remember correctly. Did you?
Trisha's never closed it.
Trisha's never closed it. Thank you, Jane.
I think Trisha has.
Trisha! She's not closed it for a while. Thank you, Jane.
I've not closed it for a while.
You can close the meeting, darling.
I sure can. I sure can. Next week is Lindsay's. The meeting will be 8:30 next Friday, and just everybody get out there, go onto your WhatsApp and see how many whatevers we can sell. I'm going for the flowers, so I'm going to see how many of them I can sell and
Excellent.
get
Fabulous.
a garden book out.
So let's see who can do the most WhatsApp between now and next Friday.
Yep.
So
Steffi, you
have a
can
good
do the
week,
last
everybody. Sorry. Have a good week, everybody, and we'll see you all next week.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Right,
Bye.
Trisha, see
Good
you
night.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good weekend, everybody. That's what Jane's saying.
Well, have a good weekend.
See you next week. The dogs. You hear the dogs? They know by my tone of voice it's time to go out. Good to see you, Debs. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
It's good to see you plugging into the meetings.
Yeah, you have to keep trying, don't you?
Well, we're getting there. Oh, something happened there. We're getting there. Sometimes the meetings are big, sometimes they're small, but the business is certainly picking up. Can you hear
Yeah.
that? My dogs are getting excited.
Oh yeah, my little one's in the kitchen, just otherwise I wouldn't be able to hear the call.
What kind of dog have you got?
I've got a Jack Russell.
Oh, I love Jack. I love wee dogs. I've got 2 Chihuahuas. But as soon as I do, at the end of the Zoom, they know by my tone of voice and they jump out their bed and they start to get excited. And because
Yeah, well I've got, I don't know whether you can see her there. I've
I
got,
can see her. I knew you were a cat lover.
yes, yeah. Incidentally, with the WhatsApp, I found with the customers, I have 2 customer lists.
Wait,
Um,
just stop the record button, just so we know.